Well, everyone, welcome to week four, British, American, and Australian Studies. Last week we talked about the United Kingdom. Started from general characteristics, educations, and then do's and don'ts or cultural background or cultural characteristics of the country, and hopefully you can learn a lot from the last or the previous subjects, so you can anticipate many cultural issues before visiting United Kingdom someday, maybe for studying or for living or for working or having holiday and so on and so forth. Now let's move on to United States of America. You can imagine a country with such big nations, 50 states, they unite 50 states and consist of 300,000 million populations, which is very big, much bigger with Indonesia compared to Indonesia. You can look at the cities, the states with the cities, the capital cities, 50 states with 50 capital cities, very big. And the look at the Alaska and Hawaii, which is stay located in the Pacific Oceans, and then Alaska is quite close with the Greenland, so even it is located in Greenland. And yeah, this is the flag of United States, and the stars indicates the 50 states. There are 50 stars indicates 50 states. But long time ago, before all states are united, it was just consist of, let's say, five, and then give 15, and then add more and more and more until up to now there are 50 states, and then 50 stars are appears in the flag. And then maybe this is also quite interesting point to talk about. Many people call USA as Uncle Sam, or let's say Indonesia Paman Sam. While this is the history, there was Samuel Wilson who was as a meat packer for all soldiers in about 1812. She's from New York, and then. The Wilson itself, Samuel Wilson, stamped the barrels of the meat itself U.S. He meant that stands for United States, but many soldiers started name it as the U.S. stands for Uncle Sam's, and many local newspaper then pick up on the story, and Uncle Sam eventually widespread acceptance, gain and widespread acceptance as the nickname or a personifications of U.S. Well, Uncle Sam's or Samuel Wilson's wanted to say U.S. stand for United States, not Uncle Sam, but the soldiers always called as Uncle Sam, and then it was viral at the time. And then look at this one. Let's talk a little bit about the language. The words most spoken languages. Sometimes the statistic change. Yeah, English becomes second and Spanish become the third. But let's see one of the statistic here, driven from Etholog. Chinese always dominance because the China populations was become the most in here in the world, and Spanish it's also consists or considered widespread because when the colonization era, Spanish went every islands and then many places in the world, and English becomes, I think, the most popular or the most learned or studied language of in the world. And then look at the population in the United States. Almost all of the population speaking in English. Yes, maybe the data can be confirmed with the previous or the current total of United States populations, which consists of 300,000 million something. Well, I would like to say United States is also the biggest contributions for English native or English as a native speaker, English as a native or spoken first language or native spoken language. And then look at the universities in the world, which is uh, from United States, almost all of them. Yeah, some from Switzerland. ETH Zurich is also familiar, it's very popular. And look at two universities from Singapore. Singapore sends two universities, and US, National University Singapore in 11 and 12, NTU, Nanyang Technology University. And then China, Tsinghua University, one of the best university in China, also considered as the one of the top 20 universities. United Kingdom as well, Oxford and Cambridge, yes, two big universities from United Kingdom, become the fifth and the sixth, yeah, fifth and sixth grade in the top world Wood University rankings 2019. The summary from the United Nations, United States populations. Asia came to United States and Indian almost 20,000 years ago in around 1983, but there were populations or native populations of United Nations before that. And then Europe came in 16th century, and then there was an America revolutions, which Britain versus US and French, because at the time United States were dominated with Britain, French, and then Spain as well, and then some of the native United Nations, United States, confronted with the British, which is Britain at the time, and the French, and as well as the Spanish in some area, and then they tried to fight and got the freedom from the Britain, and then from the French, and from Spain as well. And as we know, civil war happens or occurred between 1861 and 1865. United States of America was one of the main player in the civil war. When some states are not, united, and they were independent, so they fight it to, defense, and then to attack other area for, let's say, economic resources, economic purposes, and then natural resources purposes. And there was such kind of great depressions or economic crisis happened in United States between 1929 to 1939, and it was like the lowest level of economic conditions of United States. And there was a tragedy, terrorist attack. People mention terrorist attack, 9/11 with World Trade Center, which was very popular. I just summarized some points in terms of the tragedy, or some key points of United States that we are familiar with. And World War in 1690s. Well, in the World War again, United States became the main player of the World War itself. And then United States of America becomes one of the melting pot for people in many countries. They come to USA because they believe USA is a land for hope. So many people try to, immigrate there and try to study and live there in United States to look for prosperity, look for better life, and that's just common after they get the independence, and then they try to build their economic and become the giant of economic in the world. Though prosperity come to United States, and many people try to visit United States as well. Uh, yeah, I just would like to mention United States of America versus Uni Soviet or Russia, which is liberalism versus communisms. Liberalism's productions is product is the democracy, and communism does not want really democratical country. And to end this slide, I would like to raise questions, discussion to you. According to your opinion, why USA has been able to be a powerful country in the world? And then the second question is, what do you concern on USA? Concern means here maybe you would like to suggest or criticize particular part of United States of America, the policy, international policy, or whatever roles United States of America plays in the world. Maybe you have suggestions on that. So that's what the question number two wants. And then please post two of the answers, two opinions that you have in the Google Classroom. folder assignment 2. Thank you.